Hey everyone, so I'm with Marie. She is putting on a really cool course, Root Chakra IntenSati course, and I'm kind of actually just curious, what is this IntenSati and what is this new course about?
Okay. Well, thank you, Christy, first of all. So IntenSati is a cardio workout with positive affirmations. So Inten stands for intention or our thoughts, and Sati stands for awareness. So throughout the practice, you're saying these positive affirmations out loud, doing specific moves, and bringing awareness to your thoughts. So you're being aware, you're practicing being aware of what you're thinking, right?
Okay.
And it's all in a positive light.
So tell me more, why is that even important? Okay, be aware of my thoughts. Were my thoughts a problem? I thought I needed to live by using my thoughts.
Yeah, well, of course. The issue here is most of the time we have over 50,000 thoughts a day, and it's even higher for women.
Yeah.
So we have over 50,000 thoughts. Higher for Christy, higher for Marie. We have over 50,000 thoughts a day, and most of the time we're not even aware of these thoughts that we're thinking, and they start as soon as you wake up in the morning. So maybe you look in the mirror, and maybe your language is something like, oh God, I look horrible, I have bags under my eyes, I didn't get enough sleep, I'm so tired. And this dialogue, this self-dialogue that we have on a daily basis is what's going to determine the rest of our day, the rest of our week, and the rest of our lives. And the issue here is that we're just not aware of it. So what this practice does is make us consciously aware of our thoughts. And if we are having these negative thought patterns or these thoughts of fear, because at the end of the day, that's what it's about, fear, we're consciously making the decision to change our thought and create a pattern of better and newer and better thoughts. So that's what this is, and it's a practice like anything else. So if you really want to change something, you have to first be aware of what you're thinking. If you want to change the way that you're thinking, you have to be aware, okay, what is it that I'm thinking? Right? What's my language? What's my self-dialogue? So if your self-dialogue is a dialogue that I had just said, you know, I'm tired, I'm exhausted, I'll never make it to work on time. How do we change that? Okay, so be conscious of what you're thinking. Okay, I'm thinking in a very worried state. I'm acting as a worrier. And I don't want to be a worrier because it stresses me out. I want to be a warrior. So what are thoughts that a warrior will have? I feel great. I am so grateful for this day. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Universe, for giving me this day. This is going to be the best day ever.
Yeah.
You know, you just wake up in a different sense. And then so it starts in the morning, but you just consciously want to be aware of what you're thinking throughout the entire day. And that's the only way you're going to change.
So what I'm hearing is that we have unconscious thoughts, 50,000 of them, and we may be trying to go in one direction, but we don't realize our unconscious pattern of behavior of these thoughts are pushing us in another direction. IntenSati could help bring consciousness to those thoughts and actually consciously bring on positive thoughts that bring us on track to the way that where we want to go.
Absolutely.
So tell me, are there any principles or any main themes in IntenSati?
Well, this series specifically, which I'm so excited to...
tell me about it.
You know, I'm so grateful for this opportunity to bring this to Alana, it's the Love in Action series. So it's based on Yoga's 7 chakra system. This first one is based on our root chakra. Okay. So the root chakra is our survival chakra. It's, you know, our primal instincts, our primal fears. It's our natural fight or flight response. And the thing is, if you are in a state of if you're in a constant state of fight or flight, then you're not really grounded. You're not really present in your body because you're constantly thinking about the past, stressing about, oh, this happened, that happened, or worried about the future most of the time if you're in that state. And it brings on these fears.
I'm kind of thinking this is really cool. I'm not being conscious of my thoughts. So why don't I just start waking up in the morning telling myself I'm beautiful, I'm awesome. Why do I need to take IntenSati? Are there any secrets to IntenSati?
Well, the secret is, so there are 3 things that make up a state, right? So IntenSati works on changing your state.
Okay.
So the 3 things that make up a state are your language.
Okay.
So the words that you're saying to yourself.
Okay.
Your focus, what it is that you're focusing on at the moment, at the present moment, and your physiology. So how you're seated, how you're standing, how you're breathing. So the thing is, when you're in a state of fight or flight related to the root chakra, when you're in a state of fight or flight, your language will most likely be panicky. Like I know that when I'm in a state of fear, like for example, when I was in Peru driving off the side of a mountain, I was terrified. So my language was, oh my God, I'm gonna die. My physiology was very panicked. My heart was racing. I was taking very short breaths and I felt like extremely anxious.
Yeah.
And my focus, I was focusing on the fear of, falling off the mountain. So consciously, what the practice, because of this IntenSati practice, especially this root chakra one, I was able to consciously say, okay, Marie, okay, what's your state right now? So I said to myself, okay, what's your state? So my language was fear, right? My focus was fear-based, and my physiology was panic, fight or flight. So how can you change this? How can you put yourself in a better state? Because at the end of the day, you're here, there's so much beauty around, right? So I took a deep breath. That was one thing that I did, which automatically changed my physiology. I was able to breathe better. I slowed down my breathing. I changed my language from I am going to die to I am safe and secure, right? And I started to do those powerful movements that IntenSati offers in this course while I was saying this on the bus and everything. It doesn't matter where you are. You can take this with you. I started doing the movements seated in my seat, doing the movements that went along with that affirmation. And I started to focus on the beauty that was around me. Because although, yes, we were on the side of a mountain and it was scary, we were on the side of a mountain and it was beautiful. So just in that simple moment, because that's really all it was, I changed my state. And I was able to actually be more present in my body and just take in the beauty that was around me rather than just sit on the bus terrified that something bad was going to happen. So right away I moved from fear, from a state of fear to love. And that is actually the definition of a miracle. So the definition of a miracle is a shift in perception from fear to love.
Wow.
So every day when you change your thoughts and you embody these affirmations and you do these movements, especially with this class and this workshop, you're shifting your state. You're creating a miracle. Right?
Oh. So you're saying that all these 50,000 thoughts that I'm having, in a sense, it's preventing me from having miracles.
Yes.
And maybe taking this course, I can finally have more of the miracles that I'm looking for to bring me to where I want to be. And with IntenSati, it sounds like even I can bring the practice to everyday moments where we have fear, because we're always fearing something.
Yes.
Even in this moment, am I going to mess up? You know?
Yes.
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 There's and that fear really pulls awareness out of my body. And when I'm not aware of my body, I'm not in touch with my root chakra. And I'm not able to just run and do the hot shit that I'm supposed to do to change the world, to help other people. So, but how does IntenSati actually do that? What am I going to be doing? Because what if I think that I'm not changeable? What if I just have too many thoughts? And
well, then you really need to come take class. See, that's the thing. And for some people...
What would I do in the class?
Well, in the class, we're saying these positive affirmations,
Okay.
right? But with each positive affirmation, there's a movement. There's a specific movement that starts to generate a chemical reaction in your body. So there's a chemical shift, a chemical change that happens in your body, which brings you closer to love, right? Takes you out of a state of fear and brings you closer to love. So it's the affirmation, the movements, and the embodying of these movements. And you do this with everyone else? At the same time.
Like at the same time, everyone's
doing, and that's another thing, right? when you're in a class, so like you were saying before, why can't I just wake up at home and say
Yeah.
it? When you're in a class and you're all working towards a greater good, for example, we're trying to make a shift, a miracle happen, and everyone's consciously doing it at the same time.
Yeah.
Your vibration, the energy of the class elevates automatically.
Yeah.
Right? It's scientifically proven, right? They've scientifically proven studies where, especially in spirituality, if they measure the energy above, let's say, a church or a place of prayer, the energy, the vibration is extremely high. So IntenSati, it's the same goes for IntenSati.
Wow.
And, you know, it creates this beautiful state for everyone. And even if you come in, I mean, when I first started this practice, I was like, I have to say these words out loud because I was all about the cardio. I was like, I'm not saying this. I am strong. I am powerful. Like, what? So I just did the movements and everyone else was in it. And then all of a sudden, something happened. A shift happened. And I found myself saying these affirmations. I had a miracle.
Yeah.
I found myself saying these affirmations and being like, oh my God, I want more.
Yeah.
And then walking down the street and saying, I am strong. I am powerful. And then that fear or those thought patterns that I had of myself previously started to dissipate.
So what I hear is that if I take IntenSati, I will learn powerful affirmations I can say to put me onto the right path, to really push out the negative thoughts. I'll learn positive, powerful movements. I'll learn how to synchronize them to chemically change my body.
Yes.
And what I really like is I will have a safe space to practice this, to do this, and to actually face my fear, to be in my body and to say these pauses. I'll have a safe place and guidance from you to do this.
Yes.
So all I have to say to you guys then is, are you guys ready for little miracles to happen to you?
Yes.
You ready?
I'm ready.
I'm
You
ready?
ready?
All right.